And we're live.
Good morning, world, and welcome to the Pete Braley Show. This is show number 181. I'm Pete Braley, along with my co-host, who is the show creator, the executive producer, the guy who doesn't like how his black hat looks on camera when learning, but he's all-around great guy,
This guy always exposes my inner thoughts.
My son, Matt.
While we're exposing things, you need to add to the list also Matt, the producer, who doesn't give Pete enough time after Pete already gives Matt the thumbs up to make sure Pete is silent.
He gives me a thumbs up to say the mics are going live.
Yes.
And I always have a tendency to go, I'm ready.
Except this morning, it was, and I know this, Pete's very predictable. I got that part. So he gave me the thumbs up. He went, mic was still muted. I saw him grab the mic, stayed muted. I unmuted it. He goes, right in the mic. So if you rewatch the show later on, rewatch it, you'll hear, we're live.
It's not because I don't want to be here. It's just, achy morning.
Always got an excuse, too.
That's it.
Just try and in your mind say, Matt gave me the thumbs up. Am I ready?
Okay. Now.
Hey, Matt, I'm ready.
Every
morning.
I'm ready to go.
Anyways, good morning, everybody.
Hello. Thank you for choosing us today. Our goal is to simply start your day off on a positive note and to make grunting sounds before we go live. So if you like what we do, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss any future shows. We're live on YouTube weekday mornings at 8, and you can also find us wherever you go for your favorite podcasts. Coming up today, Major League Baseball made history this week. We'll tell you how. We have another world record to tell you about. Another edition of What Would You Do in This Situation? And a brand new Stumpah coming up today. So we'll get to all that in just a few minutes. You also didn't mention how you're tired this morning.
Well, granted, I'm tired every morning.
And a bit cranky, I might add.
I don't think so. I think I'm the proper, normal level of cranky that I typically am at the beginning of the show. No?
So I went to bed early last night, which tends to happen, especially when Trish is away and we're not watching a movie or something. But I went to bed.
You guys never watch a movie during the week. Actually, you rarely watch movies.
Well, we watch shows during the week.
There you go. Let's keep the facts accurate.
We have to. Okay.
Let's keep the facts accurate.
We watch shows during the week.
We're trying to build credibility.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So last night, I went. What did I go to bed like 8, quarter past 8?
I don't keep track of your life. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I went upstairs. I actually read till probably 9:30, quarter to 10. So I'm reading a good book by James Patterson right now. But anyway, when I go to bed, studio dog Charlie goes to bed. I give him the old, let's go. And we go upstairs. This is after he's had last call and everything.
I mean, do you want to, let's make it accurate. He gives him the old, let's go. No, Charlie, no, let's go. Charlie, it's bedtime. Let's go.
He is much better with bedtime than he is with go to the door.
I have no problem with go to the door. I'm the one that invented go to the door.
When we go to take Charlie out, we normally go stand at a certain place and point and say, go to the door. And he goes, he just looked at me. And
he's confused now.
He goes, and then you put his harness on and his leash. Mm-hmm. But lately with me, and I saw him do it with Mom a few times.
Yeah, both of you struggle with it.
He thinks it's a game. So we say, go to the door. He goes to the door. But then as you approach the door, he takes off. Like, can't catch me.
I think we both just have a mutual respect for each other. So we both just get it. I tell him to go to the door. We understand that means he gets to go for a walk.
I know.
So but we don't have a problem.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But he does do okay with, go to bed. Let's go. So he came upstairs with me last night, about quarter past 8. And he jumped in bed and, he snuggled on Mom's pillow because she was working. So he snuggled on Mom's pillow. I thought everything was great. I put the book down about quarter to 10, turned the light off, and he was still laying right there. Mm-hmm. Sometime, I guess, in the next half hour or hour, I never heard him scratch at the door, but you did.
I was pumped. I was going to go to bed right at 11, which is pretty rare for me. I'm like a midnighter. That's typically when I go to bed.
All right.
Not healthy, but we don't need to get into that. So I was going to bed at 11. I was feeling good. I was like, I'm going to get a solid 8 hours of sleep. Like, I need this.
Yep.
And my head touches the pillow, and I hear him jump down. And for a small dog, he makes a very loud noise when he jumps down.
He does.
And I was like, what's he doing? And I heard him moving around. And then I thought I heard him jump back on the bed. But then,
I think he did.
A couple minutes later, he was scratching at the door, and I'm like, let's see if he settles down. And he does it again. So I'm like, all right, maybe he just wants to sleep in my room. People say I'm far superior to you. Other people's words, not mine.
People say that?
Anyways, I let him into my room, and he hops right on my bed, and he lays down, curled up in a ball, looking all cute. I'm like, okay.
All right.
I'm honored. He just wanted to sleep in my room.
Cool.
5 minutes later, he keeps jumping off my bed. So I don't know what it was. Finally, I don't know, after a while of him jumping off my bed and jumping back on, he fell asleep, but then he woke up early this morning.
Yeah, I heard him scratching at your door at 6:30, and my alarm goes off at 6:45.
He had been scratching at that door since 6.
Oh.
So.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess.
And he wasn't in dire need to go to the bathroom.
No.
So I don't know what it was, but yeah, a little sleepy. Just give me a couple minutes to drink some coffee.
Get a puppy, they said. It'll be fun, they said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Trish will be home soon.
Thank God.
We need that.
Thank God. Welcome to Thursday. It is April 14th. Today is Look Up at the Sky Day. It encourages us to simply admire the beauty around us. That's the whole reason for the day.
It's cloudy today.
It's National Dolphin Day. Should have worn my
Dolphins jersey.
dolphin hat. It's National Ex-Spouse Day. It encourages those who have dissolved a marriage to forgive their former spouse and move beyond any anger or bitterness that may remain.
But granted, if they did something really bad,
Yeah.
you don't need to forgive them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's National Gardening Day. Good day to get out and play in the dirt.
Again, it's cloudy today.
It's supposed to turn out nice, though, I think.
I hope. I have to rake. We've been over this.
That's right. You're
Yes.
running out of time.
It's on my schedule.
Yeah. It's National Pecan Day today. Is it pecan or pecan? I don't know. And it's also National Reach as High as You Can Day. Go for it. Yeah. On the Datebook today, on this day in 1828, the first American dictionary was published. Its author, Noah Webster. So the Webster Dictionary.
So we're just trusting him at this point? We're like, oh, well, he said it's a word.
It's in the book.
Yeah.
It's in the book. On this day in 1865, President Abraham Lincoln was shot by John Wilkes Booth at Ford's Theater in Washington. He would die a day later. On this day in 1912, the Titanic, the world's largest ocean liner, and did you hear it's unsinkable? It hit an iceberg at 11:40 p.m. off Newfoundland and sank in the early morning hours of April 15th.
Just not a great day in history, huh?
No.
Abe Lincoln and the Titanic. Maybe let's all
Same
just
day.
chill out today.
Maybe.
Yeah.
On this day in 1939, John Steinbeck published his novel, The Grapes of Wrath. And it was on this day in 2018 that Beyoncé became the first black woman to headline the Coachella Music Festival. Her performance on this day was the most watched, and I guess is still the most watched performance ever on YouTube.
I'm going to have to watch it on. I don't know if I've seen this performance. I did go through it. I saw something. I think it was like a VMAs performance of Beyoncé killing it.
What is
I'll
the
have
whole
to check out the Coachella.
What is the whole thing with Coachella? It's a music festival,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Is it
doesn't really appeal to me.
Is
It's very,
Coachella a sponsor? I mean, is that how?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't think so. I could
just
be
wondering
wrong.
where
I
the
think
name
Coachella
comes
is just Coachella.
Okay.
But if I'm correct, there's a bunch of different stages. It's, you go for the whole day, which is why it doesn't really appeal to me. It's just kind of like hectic, crazy.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
Celebrity birthdays today. Loretta Lynn is 90 today. Baseball's Pete Rose, or I guess banned from baseball. Pete Rose is 81. Brad Garrett used to be on Everybody Loves Raymond. He's 62. A couple of baseball players. David Justice is 56. Greg Maddux is also 56. Actor Adrian Brody, 49. Sarah Michelle Gellar is 45. And Baker Mayfield, a man without a team right now, is 27. What am I hearing?
Did he get released, or is he waiting for a trade? So technically he still has a team.
Right. Technically he's with the Browns.
But a team that doesn't want him. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. In the chat today. Let's see. Abby says, I feel like I'm not meant to win the Stumpah Challenge. I have a damn meeting at 8:30.
Uh-oh.
I feel like we're going to be the downfall of Abby's career somehow, and I feel like we're going to be to blame. We should get to it before 8:30 though, so you should be good, and hopefully you can win. You can skid right into the meeting, running off that high.
That's
you know
it.
What I'm saying?
Yes.
Abby says Bickers, and then our goal is to start your day off on a positive note. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
I mean, we're here to start your day on a positive note, not so much our day. We kind of do this all day anyway.
I think Bickering starts the day off on a positive note. I enjoy Bickering.
You do, I've noticed.
It's a fight with no consequences.
Yeah.
Like, we're both not, well, at least I'm not taking it to heart, and I've told you not to take it to heart.
He's told me not to take anything he says seriously, which I'm like, okay.
I forgot. What did we bicker about? What were we talking
today?
about? Yeah. It had something to do with Charlie.
Me clearing my throat before the show.
Oh, that's not like an attack on your character or something.
I don't think so.
No. And do I care about it? Only a little.
Not really. I mean, a little.
Yeah. But, I think bickering's fun, personally. If you're doing it with someone that can take it, which Pete can most of the time.
Most of the time.
Don't start bickering with strangers. That could probably go very bad very fast.
Didn't you tell me once that something like 95% of the time you're joking? So it's like, I got to look for that 5% window, when he's being serious.
Mm-hmm. Most of the time, it's like when I'm talking about burritos. Like, that's what I mean. I'm serious in that aspect.
Okay.
And like my hatred of potato salad. Dead serious.
Dead serious.
Most of the other time, it's all fun, love, and jokes.
There you go.
It's probably not healthy, but whatever. Diane says, Charlie Payback, you did emasculate him and after all, and then broadcasted it nationwide. That was a Pete decision. I didn't know if we were going to talk about that. Pete just went for it, so...
I mean, I've made a career talking about just about everything. So, if it's happening in my life, I'm going to tell you about it.
Great. No, that's a good point, though. Although, I'm not the one that paid the bill and scheduled the appointment to get him emasculated. Right. I just live here, so I feel like he should be taking it out on Pete, not necessarily me.
But why not Mom? Why can't he take it out on Trish?
Both of you.
Oh, okay.
It was a joint decision to do that.
Yeah.
That's like Charlie's your dog. I'm just the fun brother.
Okay.
Like
you're the fun uncle, you're the funkle for Liam.
Yeah.
You're the fun brother for Charlie.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
Gail says bickering is great as long as it's done with love.
Okay.
Is it though? Yet to be determined.
I guess.
And Abby says she enjoys the witty banter. There we go. And Charlie perked up. It's either Trish or we get to play the common game here on the Pete Braley Show. Is it Trish or a burglar? I hear footsteps.
Do you hear footsteps?
I do. Well, I heard something.
I can't pick them up. So.
Either they're footsteps or someone's stealing the TV.
Uh-oh.
Charles, where is she?
Is she coming?
I didn't time this right.
I guess not.
The tail's wagging like crazy, though.
Hey, we got to get to the question by 8:30.
Is it Trish or a burglar?
It's Trish.
My name's not Trish.
Don't worry, I played the sound effect. You don't need to say my name's not Trish.
My name's not Trish.
Okay, she says it anyway.
Here's your treat, Charles. Now get out of here.
Trish needs a nap today.
Yeah, we all need a nap.
Make sure Trish gets a nap.
You made sacrifices saving lives. I made sacrifices saving your dog's life by not.
Yeah, for some reason he jumped down off our bed last night, scratched at the door, so Matt came and got him.
Mm-hmm. And then he kept me up all night.
But then all night.
You guys go enjoy.
Yeah.
Just go enjoy life with Charles.
Is he okay?
He's fine. He's completely fine.
He's being a rascal.
Look at him. He's fine.
And I hope you didn't want the palms from Palm Sunday. Chewed those up.
Yeah, I feel like, is that a bad omen there? I don't,
Is it really? I don't know.
See, I mean, they lasted a while, and then typically you throw them out, right? When they
usually.
So maybe Charlie was just doing us a favor.
I know some churches burn them, and the ashes for next Ash Wednesday are from the palms.
They save them for that long?
They must. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do ashes go bad? I don't think so. That's why.
No.
That'd be sad if ashes went bad.
This is true.
What I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways.
All right. Let's get to the news this morning. Just discovered this one this morning. Just days after he announced that he would not be joining Twitter's board of directors, Elon Musk is now reportedly offering to buy the whole company. The Tesla CEO recently purchased 9% of Twitter stock to become the company's biggest shareholder. Excuse me. Yesterday, he sent a letter containing a proposal to buy all of the remaining shares, excuse me, for $54.20 per share. He said it was his final offer, and if it is not accepted, I would need to reconsider my position as a shareholder. Twitter stock closed yesterday at $45.85 a share. He wrote in his proposal, I invested in Twitter as I believe in its potential to be the platform for free speech for the globe. And I believe free speech is a societal impairment for a functioning democracy. However, since making my investment, I now realize the company will neither thrive nor serve the societal imperative in its current form. Twitter needs to be transformed as a private company. Twitter says it will review the proposal and determine the course of action that it believes is in the best interest of the company and the Twitter stockholders.
See, I do worry a little bit about this whole trip to Mars thing, because I'm just thinking about, like, if I was the first astronaut that was being sent to Mars and the guy that was, like, in charge of everything was focused on Twitter, I'd be a little concerned. Like, maybe...
I wonder where you were going with that,
keep your priorities on my trip to Mars, where I'm probably going to die, most likely,
What's your prediction? I think he's going to make it happen.
To Mars?
No, Twitter. I think he's going to buy Twitter.
I don't know. I mean, he's got the money for it. That's for sure.
No doubt about that.
I don't know. Let's focus on what happened to the Mars trip. I feel I haven't heard much lately. Is everything going okay?
He delegated that.
Well, the moon first, I should say.
Okay.
That's the current plan.
He delegated that to somebody else.
I guess.
Will Farrell is joining the cast of the Barbie movie, which I didn't even know they were making, starring Margot Robbie in the title role, and Ryan Gosling is going to play Ken.
I mean, it's casted perfectly. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. The movie is set to be released next year. I guess this was first proposed in, what did I read, 2019 or 2018? Mm-hmm. And the pandemic, and then they had to get a writer on board and all that. So it's going to happen in 2023.
Hey, guess what, though? We're all going to watch it.
That's true.
That's for sure.
I'm
interested.
I'm curious now as to, like, how hokey is, like, Ken going to be. You know?
When I read that, I was originally hoping that Will Ferrell would play Ken, because how funny would that be? I think I created my own movie. Like, imagine, like, Will Ferrell, like, wakes up and he's Ken and no one knows what happened.
I'm just picturing that. Man, that's so funny. A Florida man who pretended to be a cop for 2 years just so he could get a discount at Wendy's now finds himself in a bit of a pickle. No rim shot? Oh,
sorry.
Thank you. 57-year-old Jesse Stover claimed to be a DEA agent, and he frequented a Wendy's location where he got a half-off discount because he was in law enforcement. But the restaurant's manager grew a little suspicious and finally asked to see some proof. Stover quickly flashed a badge. Here. But the manager asked to take a closer look, and when Stover got very angry, he threatened to report all the workers to the Wendy's corporate office for denying him his discounts. When he wouldn't calm down, the staff called 911. When officers arrived, Stover denied ever claiming to be a cop, but they searched his pockets and found the fake badge. He was arrested and charged with falsely impersonating an officer.
I do have to say, bold move on the Wendy's manager part. Because if you're wrong in that situation, sticky situation, probably losing your job. So shout out to him. But also, do we think, I mean, it's bold to not just go police officer, a DEA agent.
That's right.
Very specific.
He took
do we
federal,
think he found the badge of a DEA agent and then made his backstory? Or do we think he created his backstory, found a random badge, that's why he flashes it so quick?
Probably that. I would go with that.
And my last point here.
Yes.
How much money are you saving, and is it worth it?
He must go to Wendy's a lot, huh?
But is it now? I don't get this discount. Is it 50% off everything? And like, does the guy go there and get like $30 worth of food, and like, what's going on?
15% off his order.
15%?
I mean 50% off his order.
I was going to say even worse if it's 15. Yeah. I just asked the question again. Was it worth it? Probably not.
Probably not.
Maybe do some grocery shopping, eat food the normal way. Don't go to Wendy's every day. And when you do go to Wendy's, just pay full price.
Pay it. It's not that much, is it?
You're
really?
not a first responder, so maybe don't act like one.
Okay.
Was it worth it?
Point taken. History was made this week in the major leagues in San Francisco. You might have read this. It was all over Facebook yesterday. 31-year-old Alyssa Nakken became the first woman in Major League history to coach on the field of a regular season game. Giants manager Gabe Kapler put her in to coach first base after the team's regular first base coach, Antone Richardson, was ejected from the game in the third inning. She ran onto the field at Oracle Park in San Francisco and received a warm welcome from the fans as well as players. After the game, the Baseball Hall of Fame collected her helmet to put on display in Cooperstown.
That's awesome.
After the team's 13-2 win over the Padres, Nakken said, "I think we're all inspirations doing everything that we do on a day-to-day basis, and I think, yes, this carries a little bit more weight because of the visibility. Obviously, there's a historical nature to it, but again, This is my job. Nacken has been part of the Giants organization since 2014, working in player development, and she was made an assistant coach 2 years ago. Sounds cool.
Yeah.
I was all confused when I saw the picture.
Because they were wearing different uniforms.
They were wearing like a throwback uniform.
Yeah, really cool uniforms, though.
Had a G on it, and they were red.
And it was
red and white.
Orange helmet.
And so maybe it was orange.
I think it was orange and white. But yeah, an orange helmet. I didn't know what team it was at first.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I looked at it. I'm like, is this Major League Baseball or is this minor league? But it was the Giants.
It was awesome.
Oh, and I read this one this morning. Many baseball fans were in an uproar yesterday when Dodgers manager Dave Roberts pulled pitcher Clayton Kershaw out of the game against the Twins.
Yeah.
After 7 perfect innings. Now, to be clear, Kershaw wasn't just throwing a no-hitter. He was throwing a perfect game, which means what? No walks, nobody
touched first base.
Nobody touched first. So it's the 7th inning, and Roberts pulls him out. Roberts called on pitcher Alex Vesia to relieve Kershaw. Vesia responded by blowing the perfect game right away.
Let's go.
Dodgers still won 7-0. And this is the one that kind of softens it for me. After the game, Kershaw was understanding. He told reporters after the game that Roberts made the right decision, admitting that he's still working himself into shape and might have risked injury trying to pitch a complete game.
I mean, thank God he feels that way.
Yeah.
Deep down, though, he was at an 80 pitch count, which I guess for someone who's working back into shape,
and
okay.
It's the beginning of the year, right? It's April.
But it sounds like the score wasn't even close, so we're not worried about him blowing a win, because a win's a win. You got to get the win, no matter what. But it sounds like they had the score, and it was 80 pitches. I don't know.
He definitely was on a pitch count. No doubt about it. So.
Perfect game, too. There's only been, I think I read there's only been 23 perfect games in the history of the MLB.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if I agree with Dave there.
Yeah. But at least Clayton, up on the surface, appears to be okay with it. Mm-hmm. All right, we're getting to the Stumpah before 8:30. All right,
yes, all right, here we go.
All right. Brand new question today, and our question is, the total number of this is 28. What is this? The total number of this is 28. What is this?
Let's get some answers. Abby, I expect like 17 answers quick.
I got to keep it vague like that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you want to say the answer real quick, Pete?
No, I'm not going to say the answer.
Yeah, just go ahead and tell people. All right, real quick while we're waiting, we'll take a look at the standings here.
Dun, dun, dun.
Gary now has company at the top here. Dana's tied with Gary at 5. Mm-hmm. But there's still 3 people with 4. What's going to happen? I don't know. So much can happen in the next 2 days.
We have a question today.
So much can happen.
And we have a question tomorrow before we announce a winner.
So I mean, Diane with 3 could come back and tie for the lead. Back-to-back days. Mm-hmm. Someone that has 4 could take the lead. Gary or Dana could run away with it. So much can happen.
I got to have tiebreakers tomorrow ready to go, right? In case we need them.
Right.
All right. So today's question, the total number of this is 28. What is this?
And we can't waste too much time. Abby's got to go, so I'm just going to start reading answers.
Yep.
We don't have a lot, but I know they're going to keep on coming in.
Keep on coming.
The total number of this is 28. What is this? Abby says 14 plus 14.
You're right, but you're wrong.
Logically.
No.
So you know what? I'll give you both.
That's not the answer we're looking for.
Gail says Fridays in a year.
Oh, no, that's not it.
No. Dana says calling in sick to work.
No. What, 28 times?
Well, I don't know if we're talking in a year. It doesn't say in a year.
No, it doesn't.
You know, so
you're right.
Maybe just 28 times total.
Right.
You know, fair guess. Gary says sets of octuplets that have been born.
Octuplets.
Octuplets? What is
octuplets?
Oh, okay. I mean, how often in your life do you see octuplets? I'm just saying.
I never have.
You know, all you can call me stupid if you want, but how often in your life do you see octuplets?
No, Gary, that's not the answer.
Not it. Gary says average days off at a job.
No.
Are we including weekends and stuff? Maybe.
Maybe.
Justin says 100-plus-year-olds.
No.
I wonder how many there are. That's not it, but that is a good guess.
Yes.
I had to double-check the answer. I always do that. See, I do hope that I would see the answer and know that it's the answer. I wouldn't scroll past. Nope,
Right.
that's not it.
No,
Turns
that's
out to
not
be
it.
the right answer.
Oh, wait a minute.
There's only 28. Emily says flavors of Lay's chips.
Ooh, no, that's not right.
Are we counting in the history? There's probably more, right? They keep doing wacky stuff.
They do what, 4 a year, I think?
I think something like that. Yeah. Abby says days people exercise in a year.
No. Good guess. Yeah.
Justin says Fast and Furious movies. Feels like it.
It feels like it, but no.
Gail says pickles in a jar.
No.
No.
Probably more.
I'll give a rim shot for continuing Pete's pickle joke that I didn't pick up on.
A bit in a pickle.
Gary says average minutes to get to work.
No.
That's a good guess.
Yes, it is.
Not it. Danny says holidays.
Nope, not holidays.
I have no idea how many holidays there are.
Yep.
We're going so fast, I'm like, there's no answers right here.
Don't companies, I think, recognize like 6 holidays, I think.
Yeah, but see, it begs the question, are we counting all holidays? Like Earth Day is a holiday, but you don't get that off from work.
Yeah.
Are we talking Leif Erikson Day? Which I don't really remember who Leif Erikson is. I just remember SpongeBob mentioning it.
He was an
a
explorer.
Viking. Was he a Viking?
I think so.
I feel like SpongeBob was wearing a Viking helmet.
Might have been.
And a beard. He had an orange beard. A ginger beard.
Right.
This is all I'm getting all this from SpongeBob.
That's like tomorrow is a holiday for some. It's Good Friday.
What's tomorrow? Oh,
it's Good Friday.
Yeah.
So like, there's no school. Cat has the day off.
Technically, can you, like, if your company doesn't recognize it, I think, can't you take it off and they can't do anything about it, right? I don't know.
I would hope so.
I would think.
I'm not sure.
I would hope so too.
I'm not sure, but I would think you could claim, religious reasons.
Yeah. And let's all be honest, right?
What?
If you don't actually, celebrate it, follow it, then don't take the day off.
No.
Ruins it for the rest of the people that do. You
right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
All right, here we go. The total number of this is 28. What is this? Gary says amount of presents bought during Christmas.
Good guess, but no, that's not it.
Are we talking total or for one person? And if that one person is not me, we got a problem.
Depends on the size of the family.
True. I'm just kidding. Justin says nuclear bunkers in the U.S. That's a good guess.
Yes. No, that's not it.
Not it, though.
Nope.
Danny says James Bond movies.
No.
I don't even know how many there are. So, could be, honestly.
It's got to be double digits.
Oh, Kat said the kids have a half day tomorrow.
Oh, a half day.
It used to be the day off, I think.
Well, I know in New Bedford, because I did a softball game yesterday, and my analyst is a gym teacher. Mm-hmm. So I said, you got 2 more days before vacation? He said, no, we got Friday off. So I'm like, okay.
So maybe it's different.
Different.
Per school district or something. Total number of this is 28. What is this? Gail says Tom Clancy books.
Good guess, but no, that's not it.
Abby says, my mind is blank today. I think it's because you're stressing about the meeting.
Yeah, you got that meeting in 2 minutes, right?
Yeah. I don't think anybody's close, to be honest. Gary said this is a good one. It is. I like this one. I'm a big fan of this one.
You did.
It's a pretty tough one, I think, but I do like it. I'm excited about this one.
And you said no clue until tomorrow. So
yeah. Well, that's what everyone. Last time we gave a clue. It wasn't even really a clue. Right. It was like I don't even think it was a clue.
We said somebody was close.
We didn't even say who was close. Right. We just said people are in the ballpark.
Right.
We got roasted. People were like petitioning to cancel the show.
We got roasted, toasted.
I was like, whoa, take it easy.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, a couple more answers here.
Okay.
Let's see. This total number of this is 28. What is this? Emily says countries to come in first at the Olympics.
Oh, good guess, but no, that's not it.
Not it?
We have had some outstanding guesses today.
Yeah. Diane says number of days that Abby's mind is blank. No, far less. Far less.
No.
Far less days that Abby's mind is blank.
Yes.
Abby said, Diane. Dana says, Paula's got a whole day BS meeting after kids leave. That's how it always works, right?
She's going to work all day?
Anytime the kids get a half day, that's like, I know a lot of the times that like, there'd be like a professional development day or something.
Oh, right.
Kids get the day off.
Yep.
People are like, these teachers. And it's like, no, they got a full day.
And that professional development day will be on Friday usually.
Yeah.
And people say, they're just getting a long weekend. It's like, no, they're in meetings all day.
And I'm pretty sure, I remember from talking to teachers about it, that those days were like longer than the school days.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Anyways, total number of this is 28. What is this? Justin said countries in Africa.
No, that's not it.
Not it. Gail says seasons of The Simpsons.
No, that's not. I mean, it might be true, but it's not what we're looking for.
Abby says unopened emails.
No.
Not on Matt Braley's phone. Okay, I clean out my email every
Good for
day
you.
because, OCD. Gail says oceans.
No, not oceans. There aren't that many, are there?
There's 4. So
there's 4 main.
So there's 4 main when I went to school. When you went to school, there might have just been 1. They might have called it like Big Blue or something.
Yeah,
I don't know
Blue.
how long ago you were there. But now I'm pretty sure they teach that there's 5. I think there's a 5th ocean now. If I'm correct, I think there's the
Atlantic, Pacific, Indian, and
Arctic. Was the Arctic in the north or the south? The north.
Arctic would be north.
So I think they made an
Antarctic.
I don't know if they call it the Antarctic Ocean or they call it the Southern Ocean.
Okay.
One of the 2 of those I think is the right answer. But they teach that there's 5.
I'll have
now.
to look
At least
that
that's
up.
what I heard.
Okay.
I haven't gone to an elementary school to check in with them. The total number of this is 28. Last couple of guesses here. What is this? Gloria says 28 guesses to Stumpah.
No, that's not it.
Probably more than that. The average guesses. Gary says number of countries in NATO. I have no idea what that number is.
No, I don't think it's that high, actually.
Mia says airport. Mia's here.
Hello.
Airports in the U.S.
I know that's not it.
Don't worry about his hesitation. That has nothing to do with it. I know sometimes people are like, wait a second, he hesitated.
He hesitated.
I can tell you confidently that has nothing to do with the correct answer.
I was wondering if Mia's still in California.
How badass would it be if Mia wasn't answering, jumped in with one answer, got it instantly?
That would be.
I was kind of hoping for that.
That would be
I'm gonna
pretty
honest.
badass. Yeah.
But good to have you here, Mia. Let's see some more guesses. I'll extend it a little bit more if you got more guesses. Gail says rivers in Virginia.
It seems that way, but no.
Topical because we were talking about that yesterday.
Right.
Abby says 28 nice days in Vermont.
No, that's
Not that many, Abby.
for the year. Yeah.
No. It was snow and mud season. No. No. You guys got one or two. Maybe in July. Quick, go out fish. Maybe try and get a tan. Take off your fur boots for a second. Work on the fur boot tan line. But
I used to love being in Vermont in August because everything was green. It was nice and warm, and then you start to realize, dude, this ain't normal.
Let's see. Abby says very specific parameters on this.
Yeah.
I guess. We'll see. We're not going to give anything away today because apparently you guys don't like that. We try and help you, and you don't like it.
You don't like our help.
Let's see. Justin says tigers in the U.S.
Tigers.
That's a good guess.
Yeah. No, that's not it.
Because there is a limited amount, at least that we know of.
Yep.
Am I right? I just want to make sure I didn't miss any. Abby says this is a specific one, I feel. Yes. Does that count as
I would agree. Yep.
Hopefully not. Hopefully you guys don't get mad. Let's see. What else we got? Mia says, I am in California. I have to try to get my flights changed. I'm currently not getting home today.
Oh.
Boo. Well, we hope everything works
Is that
out.
another airline screw up? There have been so many of those the past 2 weeks.
I don't know. We'll see.
They don't have the staff, I guess.
But hopefully everything works out.
Yes.
Let's see.
And by the way, props to you for being with us at 5:30 your time.
Mia says, did anyone guess the obvious answer? Days in February not on a leap year. No one did.
Nobody said that.
The only obvious answer we got was 14 plus 14, but I'll give you the same thing I did with Abby.
Ding.
That's technically correct, but that's not what we're looking for.
Not what.
All right, I promise, last couple answers.
Okay.
This time, right here. Abby says, I have so many questions about this question.
It happens.
Well, we can't answer any of them.
Abby, you're late for your meeting.
Yeah, right? Abby, get in the meeting, please. Gail says, phases of the moon.
No.
I don't know if there's that many. Because they got some very specific phases of the moon, too.
Yeah, they do.
Actually, that makes sense, because isn't a full moon almost every month?
Yeah, right.
Good
That
guess.
does make sense.
Good guess.
Yeah.
But no, not looking good for today. I don't have any more answers.
All right.
Officially
So
a Stumpah.
we will have a clue for you tomorrow, and that could be the final question of this stage, right?
Tomorrow, this will be the final question.
Yes.
Unless
Okay.
there's a tie, which currently there is. I'll pull up the standings one more time.
And we must get a winner tomorrow.
Yes. So how it's going to work? We will do tomorrow's Stumpah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Do we want to get a winner no matter what for tomorrow's Stumpah? We probably should.
I think we have
All
to.
right, so we're going to get a win.
Yep.
Tomorrow's show might be all Stumpah.
He's already told me, I want you to come to the studio with at least 5 clues in your pocket.
Well, okay, so hold on. So tomorrow's Stumpah, we will finish no matter what. And then if there's still a tie, we will have a tiebreaker Stumpah.
Yes.
Which we will get a winner no matter what. We will have plenty of clues ready, and that'll be just for the people that are tied. I'll only be taking answers from people that are tied.
Gotcha.
And whoever gets it wins and gets their choice of a merch item. We will send it to you. We'll
They
ship it to
win
you.
fabulous podcast prizes.
Yes. Whatever you do. You want a mug?
Yeah, you can have a mug.
This isn't the Make It a Great Day. This is just the boring mug. But you can have a cool mug.
Yeah,
you can
cool
have a
mug.
hoodie. You could have a T-shirt with my face on. Oh wait, no, we don't have.
We don't have those. No.
We should.
We
right?
should.
We
Yeah.
should.
Yeah. And we do have a different T-shirt too, right? We have a Pete Braley Show
T-shirt. We got Make It a Great Day in multiple colors.
I wore my Make It a Great Day hoodie to broadcast a softball game yesterday at Greater New Bedford Voc Tech. And
Nice.
Not one single person asked for an autograph. Happens.
So that's why you wore it. You wore it for
sure.
wow.
No.
You didn't wear it because it's
I wore
comfy and you wanted to just spread joy.
I wore it to. And yesterday was such a funny day around here. It was, 65 degrees at game time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's April, and we always get the afternoon sea breeze, and I thought it's going to get cold. So I show up in a hoodie with my jeans and hat. My co-host is wearing a long sleeve, like exercise type top and shorts.
Yeah, but you hate being cold.
I do.
So if it's a July day with like a low of 74, you're like, Trish, can you go up and get my ski pants, please? I know it's July, but...
No. Time for today's fascinating fact, and our fascinating fact is the Statue of Liberty was once a lighthouse. About a month after the statue's dedication in 1886, it became a working lighthouse for 16 years, with its torch visible from 24 miles away. That's pretty cool. Then the rest of New York started to light up, and you couldn't see the
Did the
statue.
light bulb burn out, and they just couldn't figure out how to replace it? And that was it. That was that. They were like, okay, we didn't think this through. That's it. That is the end of the lighthouse.
And it's time for a segment we call What Would You Do? What would you do in this situation? A woman took to Reddit's relationship forum. They've got so many different forums.
How much time do you spend on Reddit?
A woman took to the forum saying that she feels betrayed, that she can no longer trust her best friend. The original poster says she found out that her boyfriend was cheating on her, and she turned to her best friend for sympathy and advice. Then a few months later, she found out that her best friend had known all along that the boyfriend was cheating, but never told her. She says, basically, my best friend knew what was going on for 2 months, and not only didn't tell me, but when I told her that I found out, she acted surprised about it. She says, I feel so conflicted because I don't have many friends, and losing her would be devastating, but I'm not sure if I can view her as a friend anymore. Now, most of the comments were along the lines of, with friends like that, who needs enemies, right?
Now, what does that mean exactly? Does that mean that your friend is your enemy?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's what I figured.
If you've got a friend
to clarify.
that acts like that, you don't need an enemy because you got one
You
right
got
there.
one. Okay, yeah, I agree.
I don't know. What would you have done in this situation?
If you're a best friend, you got to tell him right away, right?
I would
You
think
have to.
so. I haven't had this happen in my life, so I haven't had a good. I have no friends.
Wow. Okay.
No, I mean I haven't. Yeah.
Moment of silence for Pete. Thank you.
I don't think I've had a friend that I knew was cheating on his spouse or girlfriend, so I can't put myself in the. I mean, I can't.
Well, no, you said that backwards because that's a different story. This would be you didn't have a friend that you knew that their spouse was cheating on them.
Okay, right,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
But you got to tell them.
I would think so, don't you?
100%. You can't keep that. And then, see, the tough thing is, like, once she found out, like, you're never going to look at that friend the same. You're going to have trust issues the whole time. That's a big thing. You got to tell them. That's my opinion.
One of the questions was, have you ever kept a big secret from a friend because you didn't want to hurt his or her feelings? Which is probably, I would hope, is what the friend was doing.
Yeah, but something like that, you got to tell them. If it's like, I'm trying to think of an example that's not as serious. Like if you found out that they discontinued their favorite flavor of Oreo, and you waited to tell them because you just wanted them to find out on their own.
Yeah.
I don't think a friendship could end over that. But I think if someone's cheating on you, your best friend, you 100% are obligated to tell them.
Any thoughts? What do you think she should do? Can she no longer trust that friend?
Abby said, "How do you not tell them?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really.
Diane says, you definitely tell them about the cheater, but very high probability that the cheetah with an AH, will stay in your friend's life, and you'll be the one who's out.
Wow. Yeah, I could see that happening.
Well, does it specify? Now, it doesn't specify whether or not the friend knows because they're, like, close with the cheetah, you know?
No, it doesn't specify that.
So, it is kind of suspicious, though. Do we know that the friend wasn't the one cheating with the cheetah? Oh, we've had a story like that before. Diane says, but if you love somebody enough to tell you tell your friend regardless, that's the unselfish thing to do. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to hurt their feelings, but
they need to know.
They deserve to know.
They need to know. Dana says, been cheated on, most god-awful feeling in the world. And you would have liked to know from your best friend, right?
I would think so.
Yeah.
I would think so.
Justin says, tell them 100%. Yes, 100%. Abby said, I wish people would have told me. Oh, I'm sorry. She wanted me to do the womp, 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 and I hit the rim shot. Hey, I'm sorry. But, let's just laugh about things.
Might as well at this point.
Yeah,
right.
but Abby, I can tell you 100%, everybody in this chat would have told you.
Now, would it have made a difference if when she told the friend, hey, I found out that Joe's cheating on me, if the friend had said, yeah, I heard about that, but I didn't want to hurt your feelings.
Still would have made it worse.
Okay.
The only acceptable move here is to tell her when you find out.
Because remember, the friend acted like she didn't know this
That's
news.
even worse. So,
But it turns
if we're
out she
talking
did know.
in terms of good to bad in what you should have done, number one, tell them.
Yeah.
Number two, admit that you knew.
You knew.
Which, still don't. That's messed up. Right. But number three is act surprised. Does she deserve an Oscar? How well was the surprise?
How was the acting?
Yeah.
So
if she didn't even know.
Are we all in agreement? She should have.
yeah.
She should have told
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gail says, always be truthful with your friend. Agreed.
Yeah.
Pete, that hat doesn't look good on you. I just got to be honest.
Now, wait a minute. You joke around 95% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is the 5%.
Oh, this is...
No, I'm just kidding. Your hat looks better on you than... For some reason, this hat, man, I know we're looping back, but it looks good off camera. On camera, I feel like my forehead looks like a mile long. Am I wrong? Does anyone else agree?
Your forehead looks a mile long?
The crown of the hat is weird.
Is high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have this same hat in tan. I literally wore it yesterday.
And that looks fine.
And I think I look pretty damn good. I don't know.
We got no complaints.
Anyways, tell your friends if someone's cheating on them.
Talking about food trends for 2022. Some of these I read yesterday, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Food fads come and go, but there is a website called Real Simple that offers some foods that are on trend for this year. Ready? I got to take that back. This one I like.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Move over cronut, which is a cross between what? A croissant and a donut?
Yeah, I've never had a cronut, actually.
They're very good. The croffle is here. The croffle is a croissant and waffle hybrid that you're bound to see on coffee shop menus for years to come.
All right. I'm interested. I'll try it.
We used to go to a place in Virginia. Well, we still do. We go to a place called Egg Bistro in Virginia Beach, and they used to have cronuts.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But when the pandemic hit, they could not get enough from their supplier. And evidently, the supplier didn't survive the pandemic, as a lot of companies didn't. Mm-hmm. So now they don't get their cronuts anymore. So,
see, the reason I probably didn't have the cronuts is I don't budge on Virginia breakfast. I always get the it's biscuits and gravy with chicken on top, chicken and eggs on top.
That's what it gets every time.
Whew, it's so good.
Yeah,
I can't budge. Yeah.
Some of the other food trends. There's something called egg bread. Egg bread. It's just like it sounds, and it's really nothing new. Evidently, you've probably had it as brioche or something called challah, but now it's becoming the go-to choice for bread enthusiasts. Some egg bread.
So how is that different from
French
toast? Isn't French toast egg bread?
You dip a piece of white bread in
egg, and then fry it.
Yeah,
not fry it. Whatever,
Right. Grill it.
Yeah.
Macadamia pancakes elevate a ho-hum breakfast food to a tasty island treat that will make you want to book a trip to Hawaii. Number one, I don't think pancakes are a ho-hum breakfast treat myself.
That one doesn't sound too appetizing.
You're not a big
I'm not a
nut
huge
guy.
Pancake guy. I'm also not a huge nut guy.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're not going to get the two together.
Nah.
No. Your mom loves macadamia nuts.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, for a while I used to give her. She used to get a can in her stocking every Christmas.
Oh, yeah. The only time I eat pancakes is chocolate chip pancakes. So,
okay. See, so we don't think they're ho hum actually. Also, blonde pizza is a trend this year. Mm-hmm. It has become a thing over the past few years. It's also known more commonly as white pizza. It's basically a pizza without the sauce, which makes some people wonder if it really can be a pizza without sauce.
So basically, it's just, what, toast?
Now, it doesn't say Alfredo, which we like.
Which when I read white pizza, because I'm pretty sure white pizza is Alfredo sauce on it.
I would think so.
This is no sauce.
This doesn't mention Alfredo, though. Because I love me some good chicken Alfredo pizza, right? Is that what we got?
Yep.
Yeah. That's tasty.
It is good.
How about this one? I'll give this a try. Something called pizza cones. Pizza cones. This is pizza dough shaped like a cone and then filled with yumminess.
I don't think pizza's necessarily something we got to mess with. I mean, pizza's great. Why?
I know.
I don't really want it in a cone shape. I like the shape that it is.
Dana,
Plus, I'm just thinking about like biting into like all the stuff in the middle. It just doesn't really sound appetizing to me.
Dana, why do they keep trying to improve? I mean, we're always looking for the next new thing, I guess. But I mean, we've got some great food the way it is. And if you're looking for a sophisticated cocktail with a European flair, then try a Negroni. It's the Italian cocktail that is made with equal parts of gin, sweet vermouth, and Campari.
What is that? What is Campari?
I have no clue.
Okay.
Does anybody have an answer for us?
Until I know, I'm going to say no.
Oh, and if you can't decide if you want to have a buzz or stay awake, there's something called the espresso martini. The drink originated in London several years ago. But didn't we hear about someone who had a coffee martini lately and got plastered by it?
Yeah, but I think it might have been the dealer's fault, you know. might have made it a little too strong.
A little too strong?
Yeah.
I'm not into gin and sweet vermouth. It's not my. I mean, I'm a Scotch drinker. So
Did we hit them all? Did we?
yeah, we hit them all.
All right, so we do have some chats. Diana said people seem to really love anything made into a waffle. Yeah, because I saw cinnamon buns made into a waffle.
Oh, cool.
Interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
I think I saw pizza made into a waffle, which that one again, I don't think we necessarily need to mess with pizza.
No. Pizza's kind of perfect, isn't it?
Let's see. Diane said it's pronounced challah. Braided traditional Jewish loaf makes yummy French toast, bread puddings, etc.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds good. I'm down to try it.
And I think, excuse me, I think that brioche might be the bread that Sarah uses for her grilled cheese.
Oh, really? Interesting.
I know I've heard it before.
Interesting. Gail says, I love pizza without the red sauce. I'm just not a red sauce gal. Olive oil is great. Olive oil. I've never had olive oil. Interesting.
You're not really a red sauce guy, but you like it on pizza?
I love it on pizza.
Okay.
And I'm not a red sauce guy. I just prefer Alfredo. Like if I'm given the choice of what to have on my pasta,
Right.
I prefer Alfredo.
Okay.
But I enjoy a baked ziti every now and then.
Oh, that's right, you do.
I enjoy your chicken parm pasta. You know? I enjoy the
Made that this
occasional American chop suey. Not a huge American chop suey fan.
Okay.
I'm a big occasional American chop suey fan.
Occasional. Okay.
Yeah. Don't try and assume my tastes. Sorry. Please.
Never happen.
Please.
It will never happen.
Please.
It will never happen again until next time.
Gary said they used to have that in Providence on Thayer Street. The place was called Pizza in a Cone. They had a bunch of different options. I just don't know how I feel about that.
I don't even buy ice cream in those big waffle cones because it's like
Now that I'll occasionally have.
Yeah.
That is pretty good.
it's huge.
I do like me a cup of ice cream though. I'm not a huge cone guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do enjoy a cup of ice cream.
Is it the melting all over your hand factor?
I'm just not like the cone's the worst part of the ice cream, in my opinion. Like we all look forward to the ice cream. Then you
Right.
get to the cone, you just eat it because it's in your hand and you don't have another choice. Yeah,
Right.
cut the roof of your mouth. Like just I just enjoy me a nice hot fudge sundae or something like that.
Sugar cone or plain cone?
Plain cone, if given
Yeah,
a choice.
I think I'd go.
Yeah,
plain
I'm not huge on the
Yep.
on the sugar cone. If anything, plain cone for sure. Dana says you got to try and please the numbers. Yeah. Plus, I do want to say, keep experimenting because this is how we come up with new crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I just don't like it when they do it with like pizza. They try to shove a pizza cone down your throat. It's like,
Really?
I just like me a nice pizza.
You're
pal.
taking something that's perfect and changing it?
You guys put cheese in the crust. That was a big deal when you made that creation.
Yeah.
Maybe let's chill out. We don't need to put it in a cone. That's just me. Glory,
Okay.
Glory says, love espresso martinis. I've never had one. I'll have to try one at some point. It does kind of go against my thing about I don't really mix like sweet flavors with alcohol.
Okay.
I don't like that.
Right.
But maybe I'll make a sacrifice every once in a while.
Okay.
Justin said brioche is delicious. See, I'm thinking about the chocolate brioche donuts we had.
Oh, yeah, that was fantastic.
So I guess maybe the dough was like dipped in egg or something. I don't know.
Could be.
But that was really good. Really good. Let's see. Challah is great, but sucks to make, Dana says. The dough sticks to everything.
Oh, yeah,
Interesting.
I would hate that.
Gary says brioche for burger buns equals delicious.
Ooh.
See, the whole reason we're doing the show, by the way. Start your day off on a positive note. Really, it's to come up with more recipe ideas.
That's it.
So let's write this down. This has been our plan all along. It just took 181 shows.
Yep, it did.
But
Took
we're
us
here.
a while.
We love this. Mm-hmm. Justin says cushion creamery waffle cones are delicious. I can't agree. Can't agree with Pete or because I did say I like waffle cones.
Oh.
And you're right. A cushion creamery does make a mean waffle cone.
They do.
So I do enjoy that.
I think you were talking about me because I don't really get the waffle cone.
You make an enemy.
It's just too much.
You're making enemies.
Okay.
With moderator Justin. Mm-hmm. He will kick you out of your own show. He probably has that power. Okay. Don't piss him off.
Okay, I won't.
Go to a cushion creamery today and get a waffle cone.
Yes. Darn it.
Moving on. Sorry, Justin. I apologize on his behalf.
And I apologize on my own behalf. All right?
Yeah.
How's that?
Justin, you say the word. I'll kick him out of the house, too. You just say that. You let me know.
Oh, man. Hang on a second.
What?
I got an update on my iPad today, and I had to. It didn't give me the option to not put in a passcode, lock, fingerprint, all this stuff.
Okay.
So
It might have. I think there's a skip option, but
really,
anyways, maybe.
I did not see that.
All right.
Okay, so I just had to log in to find our next feature.
Okay.
So
It didn't take that long.
okay.
Okay.
There's a story about a couple that's looking for a baby name.
I'm excited for the story. I did some homework.
Oh, did you?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This story comes with a twist, all right? There's a couple in Belgium that are expecting a child soon, and they're struggling to come up with a name. Now, that happens a lot with parents, right? But there are rules here, okay? The rules for the name are it must be 4 letters, and it must contain the letters A, E, L, and X. And it cannot... Everybody's thinking Alex, right? Mm-hmm. It cannot be the same as any one of their other 11 kids who also have 4-letter names with the same letters.
Yep.
Here's who they have. They have 11 kids. They have Alex, Axel, Zayla, spelled Xela, Lexa, Zale, spelled Xael, Zeal, Xeal. They have Exla. They have Leax. They have Zale, spelled Xale. They have Elax, Elax. And they have, I don't know how to say this one, Alx, Alxe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even sure what's left that they could name. You do have?
I believe I found... From what I saw, I think there's only 3 left.
Okay.
And I think I have them.
Okay.
Do you want to know them?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do.
Now, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I have Ax. See, I don't know how you pronounce it because you could pronounce it Axel, but they already have an Axel.
Yes, they
so
do.
I believe it would be Axley.
Oh, Axle.
L-E.
Okay.
Or Axley. You'd have to decide how you want to pronounce it.
I know. Some of these you are that way.
Yeah. You have Exal. Exel. I see. Again, it's based on how you pronounce the other names to determine how you pronounce this. But
how'd you spell that?
Exal.
They do not have that yet.
They don't.
Yep.
And then the last one, which I think is probably the best option, Elxa. It's Elxa. Elxa.
Right.
I think my vote is to go with Elxa.
I like that.
If it's a girl.
I like that.
Elxa.
And she
Close
could
to Elsa.
And she could pronounce it Elsa, really. I mean,
could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's her name.
But those are the 3 I figured out. I don't really know why you chose to limit yourself to that, limitation. But
now, it's not unusual to have siblings who have names that all start with the same letter, right? You can have John, Jack, Julie.
Justin, actually.
Oh, Justin's family?
And correct me if I'm wrong, Justin. Don't you and your brothers all have the same initials? J-A-D, I believe.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I think I just exposed him that Andre is not his actual last name. I apologize. But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure him and his brothers are all J-A-D.
And the other part of me wonders, when this poor kid gets to school, how many years is his or her name going to be mispronounced and misspelled.
I feel bad for the kid named Exla. Very close to Xlax. Which, thank God, they didn't go for 5 letters. But very close, yeah.
Wow. So the couple is from Belgium, so I don't know if maybe, in the Belgium culture or something, some of these names are accepted, but
I don't know. They really limited themselves. And I don't know what happened there. Like, I don't know if they were like, let's go with Alex. And then from that point forward, they were like, you know what, we're sticking with it.
I know.
I feel like you could have chosen some better letters there.
Or why couldn't they have just gone with, let's have every name start with A? I
don't know.
There's so many options.
Or maybe like A with an X in it. That's unique.
Okay.
But you still got options.
Mm-hmm.
But they chose this. Interesting.
And I mean, if I'm saying it right, Zale.
Yeah.
Zeal.
I don't even hate those two.
ALXE. Alx?
I think it would have to be Alex, right?
I would think so.
Alxie? Alxe?
Alx? Yeah.
I don't know. I was excited to do my homework. My vote is
very good. I like that.
Elxa.
I do like that one. That's probably the best.
Parents, if you're watching, Elxa.
Time for today's random question. And our random question is, what is your preferred method of communication? Of course, by that we mean email, text, phone call, in person, write a letter,
DM,
send a postcard, DM, any of those. Message on Instagram.
Mine's pretty simple. If you're in my immediate family, phone call. Other than that, text. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. Phone call is quick. So if you're immediate family, I'll call you and find out the answer real quick.
And people can pick on us for this, but I think it's very useful. He'll be upstairs, and this happened last night. He'll be upstairs, I'll be downstairs. And all of a sudden I get a call. And all the kids have their own ringtone, so I know who's calling me. So all of a sudden my phone goes off. I know it's Matt. I know he's upstairs. Yeah. So I pick up the phone. And he's like, hey, I was just talking to Kat. We're going to do something Friday. I'm like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. It's a lot better than yelling down the stairs, isn't it?
Which I definitely do occasionally. I'm
not so much anymore.
Sometimes I'll open the door. Hey, Pete, there's a typo in the script. You called me Doug again. No, but see, what's funny is I used to do it to Trish too. I'd call her up and be like, hey, Trish, can you come up here for a minute? Or, hey, right. Trish, blah, 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 blah. And she used to be, she before she picked up, she was like, seriously? And then she would pick up. But nowadays, like, she'll call me. She's like, hey, by the way, I'm running to the store real quick.
I think it's the best way.
Yeah.
But anyway, my preferred method of communication, and I didn't think about the family angle, like you said, but my quick answer would be text. I think it's the easiest, right to the point.
It also depends on how urgent the matter is. Like, if it's something I want to know now, definitely call. But like, even with the family, if it's something I really don't care about, I'll text you and then read the text like 12 hours later.
Yeah.
I just need to know at some point. Yeah.
So,
but also, I'm getting worse at texting. For some reason, I'm getting worse at texting.
Really?
So that's why I prefer calling.
Wow.
Poor Doug texted me last night. He was like, hey, you picking me up at the airport? Ignored him for like 5 hours unintentionally. And then I texted him back. I was like, hey, my bad. I didn't see this until right now.
Yeah, but
I was like, yes, I am.
But that's something he does on a regular basis.
True, payback.
On a regular basis. You text Doug at 9 o'clock in the morning. You're lucky if you get an answer by 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah. I do also want to complain, though, because on iPhones, and maybe it's Androids too, when you get a text notification, it's on your home screen. But then if you open your phone for any other reason,
goes away.
And then you lock your phone, it goes away. You have to like swipe up to then see it again. That's where I run into trouble.
Yeah.
Because I'll see a text that I'm not answering right that second, but then I'll open my phone to do something else, and then,
Hey, so. Can I rant? I know it's my show.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, solo camera.
There you go.
Idea.
Why is it so difficult for people to respond to an email?
Well, I'll give you one reason, which is what I run into. For some reason, they don't give you a notification right when you get an email. They give you notification like 3 times a day if you get an email.
Oh, you mean like your phone doesn't give you a notification?
Yeah. And I mean, nowadays, who checks their email like religiously?
But, well, I guess I
check it once a day. That's when I check my email.
I guess I'm in the minority, but...
What do you check it once an hour?
I have a business email for the city. Oh. I have an email from the city because I do a show for cable TV.
I thought you were like a secret entrepreneur or something.
So I'll send out an email to someone saying, hey, love to have you on the show. How's Tuesday? And then there's no answer. I mean, how difficult is it to go, reply, can't do Tuesday. Fine. Or to write back, yes. I just don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it goes back to the whole, deal with it, answer it, throw it away or whatever right away instead of letting it accumulate.
Everyone start emailing Pete, and let's see if he does the same thing.
You think I would?
You're on the chopping block now.
Oh, bye.
Yeah, let's see if you respond right away. I better see it. He's entering the passcode. I can see how frustrated he is.
Does anyone feel better? Your preferred method of communication? Does anyone feel better doing it in person or phone call?
What are you going to drive to everybody's house anytime you need to know? Like, hey, by the way, I forgot. When's your birthday? I drove to your house just to find out. Or like, hey, you drive to their house, knock on the door. Hey, do you want to hang out later? Oh, you do? All right, perfect. I'll be back in like 5 hours.
No,
Awesome.
I mean, if you have something specific to discuss with someone, would you rather do it in person than over the phone?
Mm-hmm.
So,
let's see. Justice said text, but call for close family. Yes. Dana says phone call. Yeah.
Phone call?
Funny, Dana. I haven't had a call from you. So I guess we're just not too close.
Been a while.
Whatever.
Been a while.
I don't even know if you have my number. But, Diane says face-to-face, even if it could become confrontational. But that's just a lot of work for small things. You know what I'm saying?
It wouldn't be a small thing. It would be, if you really want to tell someone.
Diane's also starting her boxing career out here. She said, but if it comes down to real heated confrontations, I just let my fist do the communicating.
Yeah.
This is, what if you're just finding out if they picked up the groceries or something? You're going to start a fight? Hey. Yeah, I don't know about face-to-face on serious issues, but like.
Right, if it's something that,
like Doug flies up here, knocks on the door. Hey, are you picking me up from the airport?
Then flies back.
Well,
who just picked you up at the airport?
I was going to, but it seems like you have that covered, so I'm going to say no now. Gail says, I only check my email once a day. I check my snail mailbox maybe 3 times a week. Is that like the actual mailbox?
Yes.
3 times a week?
We check it every day.
Yeah. Got to get all that junk mail, I look forward to reading my junk
We don't
mail.
usually get anything worth opening.
No, not really.
I mean, a lot of times you get bills and stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I can think of. The occasional birthday card, the occasional invitation to something.
That's about it.
Yep.
Finally, this morning, yet another world record to tell you about. A race car driver who was blinded in an accident 10 years ago marked the anniversary by getting back in the driver's seat and breaking a speed record. Dan Parker got behind the wheel of a customized Corvette in New Mexico, and he reached a top speed of 211 miles an hour. That gives him the Guinness World Record for fastest speed of a car driven blind or blindfolded. Parker's car was equipped with an audio guidance system that helped him control the car. He later told reporters, we have not only demonstrated that a blind person can operate a vehicle safely, but that we can do it at over 200 miles an hour. We hope this success inspires blind people and shows the world the potential of modern technology like self-driving cars to help the blind break barriers in everyday mobility and beyond. First, I'll say if they did this in New Mexico, he was probably out there in the salt flats. So there's no traffic around.
Yeah, no. I mean, it is awesome. We all should not be driving at 200 miles per hour on a regular basis, though. This seems like a special circumstance, which that is cool. That is a pretty awesome world record. But yeah, let's not drive 200 miles per hour.
And I have not been a fan of remote, self-driving cars. But now that I hear him say that might be cool to give blind people mobility.
Well, that's not self-driving. That's he gets audio cues, so he's still driving.
Right. But I mean, with the advancement of self-driving cars, I can see it being a real plus to someone in the blind community.
Yeah. It'll get to a point where self-driving cars are safer than human-operated cars. We're just not there yet.
Yeah.
But it's also a factor of the mix of the two makes both less safe. Does that make sense? Having both,
right?
The self-driving cars now need to compensate for human error, which is tough. And then also, like human drivers, it's less safe to have self-driving cars because you don't necessarily know what it's going to do.
Right.
So,
Did you see?
like, if we have all self-driving, really safe.
Yep.
All human driving, safe, but we do have problems.
Yeah.
But yeah,
distracted too easily.
exactly.
Did you see the video of a cop who pulled over a self-driving car?
No.
Was it
Who gets the ticket?
Was it nobody?
Does Tesla get the ticket?
Was it San Francisco? I don't know, but there's a video out of a cop, and the car responded. The
Okay.
car recognized the fact that a
that's
police officer was, and the cop gets out of his cruiser, goes to the car, and nobody's in it. He tries to open the door, but it's locked.
Okay.
So you hear the cop say, "Nobody in it." And he goes back to his cruiser, and the car pulls out and takes off to resume its route.
Wait a minute.
So the owner, the company
Yeah.
that had I don't know if it was Tesla or what.
Okay.
The company that had the car was like, we pulled over as notified, but once nothing really happened, we continued on, and
I thought there was at least somebody in the car. That's weird.
there was nobody in the car.
Confusing. Okay. Interesting.
Imagine the look on the cop's face, which the video doesn't show, I guess. It's
Do you just put the ticket under the windshield wiper and he carries it to the next, you pay it when you get there?
I don't know.
That's interesting. Maybe we need like a vending machine slot that he can insert the ticket.
Oh, yeah,
and
right.
when you get there, they spit it out like. But how does a self-driving? What was the self-driving car speeding? What do you do? Follow the laws, man.
Yeah, I know.
You're a self-driving car. You should know.
I'm not sure why he pulled it over.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That is weird. Yeah.
Anyway, that'll do it for today. Stand by for the post show coming up in just a bit, where we catch up on some chats and just hang out. We do leave you with a thought for the day, though, if you must go. And our thought is, never be a prisoner of your past. It was a lesson, not a life sentence. All right. We'll be right back with the post show. Hello. Yeah, so we did a softball game yesterday. I have a baseball game today at New Bedford High School. It's funny how I go this long... I'm the backup team for the local broadcast crew. We have Joe Cabral and Chris Santos have been covering high school sports for New Bedford Cable for a number of years. But I'm there. If one of them has to be out, for instance, Chris is the teacher I told you about. He teaches at Normandan. And he's getting ready to go on vacation, school vacation next week. So he can't make today's game. So I did play-by-play yesterday. I'll do color today, which means less homework.
Yeah, what do you prefer?
I actually prefer the play-by-play.
Less homework, but you gotta have interesting factoids. Do you not do the homework for the interesting factoids?
No, I do. And by homework, what I do is I go online and I go to the local newspaper, who still, that's the one thing that they really still do great, is cover local sports.
Nice.
I know they have a skeleton crew in the sports department, and they're working like crazy, but they do a great job covering high school sports.
And Tommy's on the mound now. Tommy has a 18.5 ERA. Not a good year for Tommy. Not a good year for Tommy, but he's struggling in science class, so that could explain it. Is that how you do color?
No, we if you have an ERA that high, number one, we don't get those stats.
Oh, okay.
Because nobody provides those stats that I can find.
Well, the problem is no one keeps the stats. So
right.
That's the issue. You don't. At the high school level. Typically, it's an athlete that's keeping score. It's a kid on the bench.
On the bench, yeah.
And so you pretty much do the bare minimum there.
Yeah. I remember I used to work with one high school team, and I used to keep the book on the bench, and I would try to teach the kids. That's a 5-4-3 double play.
Yeah.
That's a what?
I don't know if they said that's a what. We all know the numbers on the field.
You'd be surprised.
Well,
And then-
shortstop's tricky. Shortstop and third base is tricky.
I never liked that.
It goes 5 at third, shortstop at 6.
Yeah.
That is confusing.
So across the infield, first baseman's 3, second baseman's 4, third baseman's 5, then back to the shortstop for 6.
Yeah, it's also confusing because the first baseman isn't number 1.
Number 1's your pitcher. Number 2's your catcher.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you get those odd plays. Like you get a base hit to left, but they throw out the runner at the plate. So it goes down as base hit for the batter.
Yep.
And then it's a 9-6-2 put out because it goes from the right fielder to the short. No,
I wouldn't go right field to shortstop.
you go left. So it'd be 7-6-2.
Yeah.
So it goes the left fielder to the shortstop to the catcher.
Yep.
Yeah.
Confusing. Drop third strikes. You got this.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of stuff.
Drop third strike, by the way, is an error on the catcher, which you never liked.
Because it's not always an error on the catcher.
It's not your fault.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah, but if the
But
guy
sometimes it's not.
if the guy throws a pitch that you have a little trouble handling, so
I think in the mindset is if they got them to swing, it was probably in the vicinity where the catcher could catch it.
okay.
But I mean, you got some people that swing at wild pitches, and it's a wild pitch, so it should be an error on the pitcher, but it's not. If it's in your vicinity, you should be able to stop it as a catcher. That's where it comes in.
Right.
That's why most of the time it's a pass ball. You only get a wild pitch if it's like way out.
Way out.
Yeah.
And the pitcher gets credit for the strikeout,
Yeah.
but it does not count as an out.
No. Confusing.
I never knew how to really. So I used to put a little small K with a line under it, and then an E2. So that was how I would write drop third strike.
There you go.
Crazy.
There you go. The inside scoop. Dana says your baseball game might get postponed. Rain coming in this afternoon.
Oh, is there?
Please no. I need to rake. I don't want to rake, but I have a deadline. I need to rake.
Do you know why rain is coming in this afternoon?
Because weather is weather. Climate change, maybe?
You could go with that.
Yeah.
But it's also because today is Maundy Thursday in the church,
Okay.
which recognizes the Last Supper, when Jesus had the Last Supper. So our church and a number of other churches are having a Maundy Thursday service tonight.
Okay.
And it's going to start at 6:30 with a supper, and then 7 o'clock there's a short service where they've asked the choir to sing, and I'm in the choir. So this past Sunday, the choir director said, "Can everybody make Thursday?" And I said, "Well, pray for rain." And he said, "What?" I said, "Well, I have a baseball game, so I won't make it to the church." I mean, the baseball game starts at 4. Sometimes those games can go 2.5 hours, you know?
You and Trish often start a story relating to something else, and I spend the time, I'm like, where's the rain coming into this? Like, I don't know.
You sit there and go, how is he? Trust me.
Like, they'll always be like, speaking of waffles, I was at Six Flags 6 years ago, and I was on the roller coaster with my friend Tom.
And what the hell does
And
this have to
he
do with
said,
waffles?
"Man, the Red Sox aren't doing well this year." And I said, "Well, hold on. Kurt Schilling's just having a rough go at it, but I think he's going to come around once he washes his sock." And it'll literally go like 45 minutes, and I'm like, "What? This was about waffles. I was telling you just how I had waffles for breakfast, and you went on this tangent, and I have no idea." And at the end, you'll be like, "And that's why I think waffles are discriminated against when it comes to breakfast foods." And I'm like, what just happened?
Charlie's agreeing with you.
And then I'll criticize both of you for being bad at telling stories. And then I'm the enemy somehow. Everyone's like, "Wow, Matt, you're really rude." And I'm like, that story went for an hour, and I still don't know what it was about.
I can't drink my coffee. I'll do a spit take if I do.
I need a second.
Meanwhile,
Let me see your iPad. I'm going to take this time to meditate and shut off your passcode.
no.
Gary gave you advice on how to shut it off.
Oh, did he?
I'm going to do it. Yeah.
Okay. I'm on Twitter right now, wondering why the Kardashians are trending.
Well, here we go. Gary says, see, this is how I fix things. I just scroll until I find something that makes sense. But Gary has the exact directions.
Okay.
Go to settings, face ID and passcode. Oh, Gary, it's touch ID and passcode. Oh, you need to enter the passcode.
Okay.
So it's settings, Touch ID, and passcode.
Settings.
Just give me a... It'll be quicker this way. No one wants to see this. Turn passcode off.
So anyway,
Turn off.
I told the other people in the choir,
You need to
pray
enter
for
your
rain, so I'll be there
Apple ID
again.
password. And
I will.
don't read it out loud for the love of... I'm going to mute your mic just to be safe. Just to be safe.
I have to look it up.
Oh my, how do you... these people, man. There's certain passwords that you should just kind of have memorized because you have to enter them from time to time.
Well, I don't have to enter this one that often.
I'm going to lose my mind. Anyways, Justin said the self-driving car was pulled over because of a headlight. That makes sense.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That is so funny, though. I'm just thinking about the interaction. Like, the cop definitely...
There was no
I
interaction.
wonder if he was alone. Because, like, he definitely, like, walked up to the car, like, getting ready to have this conversation. Then he, like, looked in the car, and then he, like, looked around, like, is everybody else seeing what I'm seeing right now?
I have to go back
What's going on?
I have to go back to. I have to enter everything again.
I'm just waiting for the time. It hasn't happened to me. I mean, I'm sure it's happened to people when you're driving on the highway and you look over and you see a car with nobody in it. And how scary that must be. Like, your heart must drop for a second. Like, your stomach must drop. Because it's just weird. No? Am I the only one?
No, I would agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gail says, I don't get much junk mail anymore. I went on a campaign to eliminate it. I started stuffing everything they mailed to me. I wrote on it to remove me from the list, mailed back in postage paid envelope. There we go.
We'll have to try that.
Apparently there's a way out.
Yeah.
Apparently there's a way out.
Okay, so have I turned it all off? I think so.
Why are you handing it to me? Just
To
lock
double
it.
check.
Just lock it.
Oh, lock
and
it?
then unlock it. And
Okay.
see what you got there.
Okay.
Let's see. Moment of truth.
Do we have to wait a few seconds or?
Why would you have to wait a few seconds?
Hey, thank you, Gary.
There we go.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you, Gary. I would have heard about that for the next 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Actually, we all would have, because every day on the show, I guarantee he would have said something like,
By the way,
I'm going to enter
I'll
my
be-
passcode.
I'll be right back after I enter this damn thing.
Why were you locking it?
What's
Or
that?
Does it auto shut off? Is that what it is? You can shut that off, too.
Oh, really?
Although that's probably a bad idea for, like, you and Trish, because you guys just leave your phone places. Me, I always know to lock my phone so it doesn't drain my battery.
Right.
So that's why I shut it off personally.
Right.
You and Trish, can't trust you guys. They will leave text messages open on their phone, put it in their pocket, risking a voice memo to somebody unintentionally, risking a butt text unintentionally,
Is that
risking
a thing?
a butt call.
Is that a thing? A butt text?
I don't know. It hasn't happened to me because I locked my phone, so I don't know.
Okay.
But I assume. Let's see. How's everybody doing in the chat? Did I miss anything big today?
Why are the Kardashians trending? Well, actually, why do I care?
We always care.
They're streaming new episodes on Hulu on
Yeah,
Thursdays.
they're coming back, and they're going to be talking about the Pete situation. I heard.
Really?
Yeah, I think Pete might be making some appearances, so that could be interesting.
You know what we have to blame for the Kardashians? Ryan Seacrest.
Okay.
He produces their show. He was the one who said, "Hey, you should have a show."
I mean, they're also just a massive family, so I mean,
Yeah.
they have built a whatever you would call them, like built a dynasty.
Dynasty.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, to each their own. Let's. I think I've been
Okay.
pretty good with the chats today.
I think so.
Talking about Charlie earlier, Kat said, as I always tell Mom, you wanted a puppy. And she got a puppy. Yeah.
He is definitely a puppy.
Yeah.
And he's what? He's 1 year and 1 month old, right?
Yes. Yeah. Well, we didn't have a 1 year, 1 month birthday.
Oh my goodness.
I do need to know, are we having another party for his gotcha day? Because that's coming up May 1st.
May 1st is his gotcha day, which Kat insists she was his first mom.
That's true, because Kat was the one that actually picked him up, because you guys were on your way back to Virginia.
We were driving back from Virginia, and
Kat got the drop-off.
yep,
And Charlie actually stayed at Kat's for a little bit.
you did
Yeah.
before I got there.
So that Kat's house was also Charlie's first home.
She mentions that.
Yeah.
when we
Every
go
time
over.
we go over.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Charlie, you're back at your first home.
Yep. All right.
Anyway, I
Anything
guess we're up
else?
to date.
What do you got going on?
So
Just baseball? Anything else
Yeah,
today,
baseball.
Peter?
Well, I got to do my homework because I did
You
not.
just said there was no homework.
No, there is some homework. I got to know what
What is
they're
the truth?
I got to know what their record is, how many games they've won, lost.
Well, that's going to buy you like 30 seconds. of
How
your
many
time.
how many seniors on the team? How many guys are back from last year?
Hopefully you're quick on your feet, Pete, because that's going to buy you like maybe a minute and a half.
But the analyst job is really, I think, responding to what's happening on the field.
That's
you
true.
know, all you're doing is you're commenting on how we made that great catch.
Tommy's getting moved down to JV after this game.
No, you don't do that.
This is why I don't get the job. I tell it how
mean,
it is.
There comes a point where you have to, kind of hold back on your honesty. No.
Well, I
don't
think
kick a guy.
it's common courtesy. You
Yeah,
just
you
don't do that.
You don't kick a guy when
You don't even really do it in professional. You have a little bit more leeway because it is their professional job to be good at a sport, but I mean, you still don't rash on them. I'm just kidding up here.
Yeah.
Gary says, just a heads up, guys. Christmas Tree Shop has America's gnomes to replace the one after Easter.
Ooh.
We don't have an. I just want to get to the point where we've made a year of gnomes, so we don't have to worry about it anymore.
Okay.
We're close.
Yeah, we started on Halloween.
So after Easter, would it be too early for America gnome? I'm trying to think.
Never too early for
'Cause
America.
After Easter,
It's Memorial Day.
Memorial Day. That's
Yeah.
true. We could
Yeah.
have America gnome.
We could.
And then maybe just like a summer gnome. and
See, we're
then-
wondering if we need a springtime gnome.
Now, could we use the America gnome for Memorial Day and July 4th? Is
I
that
don't-
allowed?
I don't see any reason
We'll
why
have to
not.
talk to the gnome committee,
Okay.
which I think I've just created.
Is that Trish or
I
is she
feel
on
like
that
it's Trish
too?
and Kat.
Trish and Kat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
because they buy most of our gnomes.
I supervise the board.
Okay.
I don't think you made the cut for that one though.
Because I bought one that's too big.
Yeah, well, you bought one that also I think is supposed to have something in its hands. We've never talked about this before, but it looks like something was glued to his hands. I think you guys bought a defective gnome.
Or are those Easter eggs?
No, I think it was supposed to be holding like eggs or something.
okay.
Yeah, we missed out. I think there was more to this gnome. Christmas Tree Shop, if you're watching, I would like a discount of some kind, or the Easter eggs that you owe me.
To which they say, no, he's the idiot that bought the wrong one.
And they're like, you're like 3 weeks too late, buddy. Pretty much. I noticed it when I put it up here one day.
All right, so you think we can slide by without getting a spring gnome?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know
what
what
do
we
you
do
think?
after Memorial Day because technically it's
So-
not summer yet.
Memorial Day. Well, they say it's the unofficial kickoff to the summer season.
Oh, okay. So we're just going with unofficial stuff on the Pete Braley Show now.
Why not?
Great.
Why not?
I just said we were trying to build credibility. All right, last couple of things. Gloria says, what is the sense of a self-driving car with no driver in it? Diane says, right now, I think it's just a way for rich folks to show off their money and be lazy at the same time. Yes, right now, yes. I think it does have the potential to make driving safer. It does, in the grand scheme of things. And an example I'll use is driving on ice. A lot of the times when driving on ice, the thing that really crashes the car is the panic of the driver.
True.
That's what really crashes a car on ice because you have to go with the skid. A lot of times we panic and we don't really know what to do.
I've done it myself. I remember sliding once and I was like standing on that brake. And I'm like,
Exactly.
this is the wrong thing to do.
A self-driving car could be programmed to handle ice
Good point.
and things like that. And when you take the human error out of a lot of things, like pedestrian strikes, oftentimes because the driver's not paying attention. But if a
Right.
self-driving car has sensors that can sense that there's a driver, safer, less lives taken. So in the grand scheme of things, if everybody's driving a self-driving car, it can be safer. It's just we're in the early phases, so you'll get the occasional story of a Tesla crashing,
Okay.
So we're just not there yet. But in the grand scheme of things, it can be safer.
I agree with you. What's the point of they must have been testing it.
Right now, it's probably to show off that you're rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And
true.
it's cool. It's a cool new thing. But yeah, in the grand scheme of things, it's safer. So that's why I do endorse self-driving cars later on. Just
We
not
shall
now.
see.
Yeah. So
But we still don't have flying cars. And the Jetsons said we would have it.
we do have flying cars. They're just not as common.
Oh, that's right. We have seen a few.
Yeah. The technology is it's not practical right now for a flying car. But I think maybe we'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for putting up with our shenanigans.
Long show today.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I'm going to be late for the rest of my day.
Ah, wow.
That's all right.
All right, we're out of here. Have a great, boy, I almost said it. Have fun today and go out and make it a great day.
Peace.